Hi, so I had a question to K6 Forms about a poly repo approach to test packages. So let's say you have so many repositories, each microservice in its own repo, and you want to implement K6 tests. And so you got two options. Either these tests can live in their own repository, or you can have the test inside the service repositories. But if you want to do the latter, have unique tests for each repo, you're going to be duplicating some code. Might be things like getting a token or creating an entity that your domain depends on. For instance, at my company Extend, we have 4 layers of entities. Like to maybe do something, we have to create A, B, C, D. Right? So the code that creates all that and removes all that would have to exist in each of the 30 repositories. That's a ton of code being duplicated. And we don't like the shift right approach where all the tests are in one repository away from these guys. And maybe that could happen if the service repos had their own test and then the separate repo was like a cross service thing. But most certainly, every service needs that ability to not be duplicated. So the question was about that. And Marie looked into it, and I don't know if the question was very clear, but the answer was like, oh, maybe this is not supported. So here's a way it can work. Right? Effectively, instead of importing from the next file or folder, you publish these packages. They go to your repository, the package repository, right? And then you install it at a consumer, and then all you need to do is import them. So on the right, let's say you have this utility package. It's another repository that just hosts all the test scripts. So let's say we have something to get a token, we have something else to create an entity, and then we're using an index file to get all those functions and then export them. And all we do is just release these. Release these. I'm sure any company has their own way of releasing it, but effectively you have to build these and then put it in a dist folder, and then it has to have like package JSON. I'm sure you can look into how to release packages, but effectively the files in the dist folder are copies of all the utility K6 functions that you create. And then at a consumer repository, you go ahead and install it. So let's say the one uh, that we call the provider utility repo is this one. So just install that. And then once you install it, it whatever you installed goes into the node modules. Of course, that's a Git node folder, which is fine. You will be able to find your relevant package that you installed inside there. Now, here's a tricky part. So usually in any node project, you're able to do something like this. Let's say my project name is that, and you're able to usually just import and it works, right? But with K6, some things are different, right? So that's why you have to directly import from node modules folder, and then a file you have to append a .js file extension to it, and at least you are importing from one file, and you can get all these functions. So that's neat. But you have to basically get everything from node modules. Um, that's it. I mean, that's the main idea. Now, I don't know how it works or if it works. If, for instance, we had TypeScript in the source repository and this code was bundled, whether with TypeScript or Webpack, and you were importing it from node modules, can it import bundled code? I don't know yet, but hopefully it could, because ideally you'd want to have the source in TypeScript with nice typing and documentation. Also, you want to be able to, maybe like you want to put some utility libraries there like Faker, right? So that'd be very nice if you could be in this node environment. When talking to my friends in K6, I saw some resources, and then maybe we'll just add up some information together and we'll figure something out. But so far, this is it. You can have a package, you can release from it, and then you can install that package. But the gist of it is that you have to import from node modules folder using the file extension. And it's the same way you import other things in K6, right? For instance, like if I have a utility file here for checking the response, you have to do the .js thing. Also, I haven't found a very nice solution to the config, but if you have like multiple environments like their stage and whatnot, um, when you have to do some weird JSON import and then do it that way. But it's doable. I mean, that's just maybe there are better ways, but we'll find out. That's all for that. I wanted to record the video because the answer would be too long, but once I work on some external repository so that I can bring up these problems that ask for solutions, perhaps that will be a good resource for everyone to communicate over. All right, thanks.